possible if you make conscious choices. We're so into autopiloting through our days that it's so challenging, especially in those days of overload of that information and even importance of making even more quicker decision with all that is surrounding us, that it's so more challenging to make those conscious choices. We thinking like we can really automate everything, including our mind. Like with all the technology that's out there with robots and AIs and everything. We're looking for speed, we're looking for quick things, instantaneous, and that's how our decision should be made. And there is a really great service to utilizing our autopilots and even forming some habits that becoming like a second nature, our practice, that we don't have to think too much about it, what we have to choose, because we know that that choice will be better for us. However, the detriment coming when we so heavily rely on that autopilot and not sure how to distinguish when it's necessary actually to make those conscious choices, to break through some bad habits, to really the choice, it has to be made and it has to be conscious choice, because it will influence the rest of our life, or even even some experiences that maybe just the next steps for that will form our life. And that's why it's so important to have that distinction when those conscious choices are made, because we want to live life to the fullest, and then not just autopiloting, and then at the end of the life, like, oh, what happened? We just flew by that and never experienced really life to the fullest, and never like really stop by and make some more conscious decisions. And what's the possibility, why it's important? I had mentioned, like, yeah, it's life changing, it's transformational when you start making those conscious choices more, and how it can influence life. Let me just illustrate a little bit on my personal story, that I'm actually in my late 40s discovering that some choices that were made and from my childhood, and not necessary even because I was a child, I was able to make those choices. Those choices were made for me, influence a lot of experiences in my life on the subconscious level. I was discovering in my late 40s that they were actually the issue that were causing that I was keep were operating from that childhood mentality of somebody else making choices for me, and my kind of resentment towards that, that there were choices were made, and that kind of somehow got even deeper with how I interpreted as a child, and especially because it involved my mom and the choices that she made on my behalf, that were pretty traumatic choices to experience for anybody, and especially for a child. And then how I interpreted those choices that she made on my behalf, really thinking it wasn't anything ill. It was actually felt in her thoughts that this is the best course of action for me. What I'm talking about, I had a situation that for a day I lost feelings in my legs, and I was seen by a pediatrician, and who actually gave me some kind of relief shot that she didn't know if it will work or not. That somehow brought my feelings in my legs back the next morning. However, she was insisting on admitting me to the hospital and to offer the observation just in case. And I felt like, okay, I'm good. Next morning, got my feeling back in my legs. I wasn't like fully yet, able to comfortably walk and stuff, but I'm good enough to, the rest to heal, and I don't need to be seen by the doctors. My mom felt that the doctor has a little bit more experience and we should listen, and she admitted me to the hospital. And that admission to the hospital, how it created traumatic experience, because it was much different. Those days it wasn't like the visitors parents could be around the child, and sometimes even in those cases today it's not possible for the parents to be around. That one was even more stricter, that it was like one big room of kids with different conditions, different ages, and we just had to stay in that room, and we're just taken for possibly some medical tests, or sometimes even the nurse or a doctor would come to our bed and check on us, and there wasn't any visitation from parents. The only ability for me to see my mom was actually through the window that was like on, I don't know, third possibly floor, and in an older building. And I was just, crying every time I saw her and asking when she's coming to pick me up. And she was like crying on the other side and promising me that it will be soon, but she didn't have idea honestly when the doctors will be ready to release me, and it was taking days. So that was very traumatic to become like, and I was at that point 6 7 years old, so with that much kind of trauma that were never really fully processed, and with some misinterpretation how I felt about my mom, that she kind of abandoned me, really influenced a lot of my life experiences, because and I didn't know that they were, until somehow it was accumulation of some additional experience, and that somehow built even more frustration, but also built much more courage for me to seek some support and to start discovering what is behind. I'm so passionate about discovering the root of the issue. So I went on that discovery journey to really see what is behind the curtain, why I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing. And it was like dropping me back to that experience and specific moments, at what moment I was feeling that abandonment, not heard, that my choices were taken away from me. And I was putting the work to heal that, to transform that, because and that was very helpful. And there's still kind of some levels because of how intense that experience was, that after I heal certain level of that experience, I experience with different kind of modalities that I utilize and support, that it tend to actually come back in a different intensity. I can even speak less emotionally about the whole situation. However, there's still something to be worked, because, well, it's not just the experience that felt like intense and heavy, but years of accumulation and never process whatever. There's just so many levels to uncover that. But I'm so grateful that I decided to go on that journey and became so passionate about transformational journey and spiritual journey, because of how we can uncover things, and how we can evolve as a human being when we allowing for that transformation to have it to happen. And so we can start actually making some more conscious choices, that where we can start making amazing transformations in our life, start experiencing our life to the fullest, creating a deeper connections with ourselves, deeper connections with others on so many levels. We can, transform our minds, we can transform our hearts, we can transform our bodies actually, because there's like usually when we experience some physical even symptoms with the body, the underlayers are more than just physical symptoms. There's just symptoms when they showing up and the illness is unfolding is usually pretty advanced, and but still also like your natural alarm system is on and telling, hey, go look what's going on. And many times how it's approached in the conventional Western medicine is to, well, just attempting at healing the body, attempting at working on the symptoms and not going deeper to the roots of what actually created that. Because, well, you can, there's a advancement in the medicine, you can somehow get rid of the symptoms, but if you don't get rid of the root cause of what really happening, it possibly, soon you will discover that that will come back, or in even more intensity. And you will be surprised, like, well, I work on it, I got help, with medicine and what's going on, and we'll be surprised with all of that. So just want to kind of bring that, because this channel is about the health and wealth. And when we really putting so much focus to discovering of who we are, and discovering that there are health levels, from physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and when we start working on that and transforming, it actually becomes our wealth. And when we feel really so abundant and wealthy in with our health and in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, the money actually, if we're just looking for that financial wealth, it will come. It will come because we will attract the right possibilities, opportunities. We will attract the right people for the support, and you will be pleasantly surprised how things will be coming together. And it does require those conscious choices and opening to see that you are supported, and you can transform your life, and you can make conscious choices and live your life to the fullest. So I trust that this is helpful, and feel free to share what is helpful for you in this broadcast, or share about this topic about conscious choices. What else I want to share? It's a fairly new channel, still in a development. If you know of someone that those messages might support, and feel free to share. It's a public channel. Hit subscribe button, put some comments. It will also, for visibility purposes for the channel, for other people to see. It's important, so I appreciate your engagement with those videos. And notification button, subscribe, so you know when I'm showing up. There's, again, no structure yet. Still, when I feel and have a moment to stop by and share the message of inspiration, many times on some personal experiences and observations of what's going on. And it feels like even more present, because I created that opening with my transformational journey to see kind of beyond what other can see. It's a great thing. And it's a gift that meant to be shared. So at this point, sending you so much love, joy, and peace. See you around. Take care.